These are some party foods I make when I need something quick. Whether it's for game day, a holiday party, or just a snack at home, everybody loves a good appetizer. Hey y'all, I'm Valerie, and welcome to my kitchen. In today's video, I'm sharing 3 easy but delicious appetizers. And what's great about these is they come together fast. This video is extra special because it's a collab with my very good friend Tiffany over at Small Town 6. She pretty much does it all on her channel. She does cooking, grocery hauls, day in the lives. She is just the sweetest person, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna love her as much as I do. I'll have Tiffany's channel linked below, so when you're done watching this video, be sure to head on over and check her out and let her know I sent you. Okay, now let's get started on these appetizers. I'm pretty sure these mini taco bites are the cutest appetizer ever. I'm using a sheet pan for this. You'll need some of the round bite-sized tortilla chips. Just make sure they're round because we'll be folding them in half. Here's what they look like. I'm only making 32, but you could really make a lot of these. You're also going to need a can of refried beans, and we're going to put a little bit of those beans on each of those chips. And I did put a little bit of that in a bowl and just kind of really stir it up just to break it up, just to make it spread easier. And you just spread it on like you're putting peanut butter on a cracker. You just don't want to go overboard though, because we are going to fold these in half. So just do a really thin layer. And after I got them all covered in those refried beans, we're going to top them with cheese. I'm just using shredded cheddar cheese, and I just found it easier to kind of clump that cheese together and then press it down onto the chip. That way I didn't have cheese all over the baking sheet. And y'all, I barely made a dent in that bag of chips. And those beans and cheese, you can really go crazy and make a lot of these. And that's it, just 3 ingredients. Now you bake these at 350 for 5 to 7 minutes, or just until that cheese is melted. And as soon as they come out of the oven, you have to go ahead and fold these in half. Otherwise, they don't stay folded very good, but that's only after the cheese starts to set up. You'll be fine though, you just don't want them to cool off. Now, aren't these the cutest little things you've ever seen? I thought they were absolutely adorable. And if you can help it, you don't want that cheese to run off onto the sheet pan. You can see mine did a little bit, but I wasn't about to waste that cheese. I just folded it back onto that chip and folded it up. We loved them. And I've made them a couple times this past week. If you have any leftovers, which you probably won't, you can put them in the refrigerator. Then whenever you're ready for them, you just put them back onto the baking sheet and put them in the oven at 350 for just a few minutes. And they do get a little crispier after you do that, even crispier than when you first make them. And you can dip them in salsa or even guacamole. I just wanted to jump in right quick and say, if you're coming over from Tiffany's channel, welcome. My name is Valerie and I'm so glad you're here. I do lots of easy recipes on my channel. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and become part of my YouTube family. Okay, now back to these appetizers. I think you're gonna love these mini chili cheese dogs. I'm starting out by warming up a can of chili. I'm just using the Great Value brand. I'm using the kind with no beans. I do have to say this was not my favorite chili. So just use whatever chili you like. And did y'all know that Wendy's sold their chili in a can? I've seen it at my Walmart before, but when I ordered this, they were out of stock. Look, I done poured that whole can in that saucepan, and then I was like, there is no way I'm gonna need that much chili for these little mini hot dogs. So I only used half the can. You're also gonna need some Hawaiian rolls, or some sweet rolls, or you could even use dinner rolls. Just whatever you can make into a mini hot dog bun. I'm using the Oscar Mayer Smokies hot dogs, but you could also use the Little Smokies. I was debating on whether to cut them in half or in thirds. So I was just trying to use my rolls as a guide to just see how big of a hot dog I could fit on there. I almost cut them in thirds, but I was like, go big or go home. So I cut those things in half. And by the way, if you're enjoying these easy recipes, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And you can cook these things however you want to. You can grill them on a grill, or brown them up in a saucepan, boil them in a pot of water, warm them up in the microwave. You could even leave them cold, but I put mine in the air fryer. Now I'm doing these a little different, like from how I do sliders. I'm going ahead and cutting them all into separate individual rolls. I was trying to be careful with them as I cut them, that way I didn't tear them all apart. After you get them all separated, we're going to cut them into mini hot dog buns. I just cut them straight down the center, but you just don't want to cut them all the way through. I probably cut a little too far on this one. But you want to have enough room to put that hot dog and the toppings. And you could make these on a sheet pan and do 2 of the 12 packages of dinner rolls. But since I was only doing the 12, I just stuck them in this casserole dish. Okay, and this part is completely optional. We have a local hot dog place called Skins Hot Dogs. And when we go, my husband always orders his with ketchup and mayonnaise. So I put a little bit of that into each of those rolls. Then you just put them in the baking dish or whatever you're going to cook them on. And here's my hot dogs out of the air fryer. That's what I was looking for, to give a little color to them. And I should have used a fork to do this because I about burnt my fingertips off here. Or I could have used my tongs. After you get all those in there, you're going to top them with just a little bit of chili. And this chili was really thin, so I just put like 2 teaspoons on each hot dog. If you're using a thicker chili, I'm sure you could pile it on there. I just didn't want it to run all down into that baking dish. I bet some onions on here would be good. I'm just going ahead and topping them with shredded cheese. I'm just doing cheddar, but you could use any cheese you like here. I don't know what I was thinking. It looks like I went a little stingy with the cheese. And here they are. I let them bake at 350, uncovered, for about 12 minutes. You just want that cheese to get melted and the tops will get a little golden brown. These turned out so good. I had those Hawaiian rolls that I needed to use up and I was trying to figure out what to do with them. I seen the mini hamburger buns at the grocery store, and I thought it'd be cool to make little mini hot dogs. And you can load these up with toppings. You could add some relish or some coleslaw. We all loved them, and the kids really enjoyed them. This is a Fiesta Bean Dip, and it's perfect to make if you need something super quick. In a large mixing bowl, I added in 1 can of refried beans. I was struggling a little bit to get it out of there, but I got it, and I just broke it up a little bit just so it was easier to mix. Next, you're going to add in 16 ounces of sour cream. And what gives this dip the Fiesta name is this Fiesta ranch seasoning. But all this really is taco seasoning and ranch seasoning mixed together. So if you wanted to just do that, you could make your own. This is optional. I do like to add in a little more seasoning without the salt, so I just sprinkled in some chili powder. Now I'm just giving this a really good mix before I add in the rest. You're going to add a can of Rotel, and I did drain that. You don't want the dip to be super runny. I'm also adding a can of drained corn. The Southwest corn would be really good in this. And to finish it off, I added about 1.5 cups of shredded cheese. Now give that one last really good mix. Now I think this is really good right after you make it. But if you wanted to, you could cover it and let it refrigerate for at least 1 hour before you serve it. I like to top it with more shredded cheese and some green onions. Just serve it with any chips you like. This is just so good. And I always have all these ingredients on hand. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You may also like these. Don't forget to subscribe down below for more easy recipes. Oh, and check out Tiffany's channel. I'll have that linked below, and let her know I sent you. And I will see you in the next one.